Which year did you officially know LeBron James was the GOAT? Was it in 2009, the twitchy high-flying volume scorer in Cleveland? Or how about the villain LeBron at his athletic peak in Miami? Or maybe 2016 Bron with his blend of experience and offensive versatility? You can't go wrong with any version of LeBron, but without question, I'm taking 2018 Bron. His combination of elite athleticism, razor-sharp IQ, unpredictable playmaking, and his ability to take over in the clutch was surreal. It was like every version of LeBron thrown into one to single-handedly carry his team to where no one thought was possible. 2018 LeBron unlocked mastery of the game, and this is how he did it. Facing LeBron in 2018 was simply just scary. The dude was driven by vengeance, and the reason is because actually it'll be easier for me just to show you. After winning his hometown a historic championship in 2016, he and Kyrie Irving were viewed as the league's top best duo. And there's no way this will be their last title together, except Kevin Durant just signed with the Golden State Warriors, and it was over from there. Cleveland would face them in the 2017 finals and get belt. And on his way back to the locker room, in disappointing fashion, LeBron daps Kyrie and tells him, "We'll be back," but in reality, only one of them would be back. Just 4 weeks later, Kyrie demands a trade out of Cleveland, and reports stating that he no longer wants to be in LeBron's shadow. 1 month later, he was gone. I can only imagine that LeBron felt betrayed and disrespected. He was left alone to carry the Cleveland Cavaliers. And there was no doubt that it fueled him, because in 2018, the dude was on a full-on demigod performance. Opening night for LeBron and the Cavs, and they went straight to business. A matchup against the Boston Celtics and their new pickup Kyrie Irving. And everybody knew this was going to be a great opening night matchup. And LeBron James does what he does best. James cooked. He lit up the Celtics for 29, 16, and 9 with 13 of those in the fourth quarter. Kyrie misses the three over LeBron to tie the game, and at the buzzer, they dap up one last time, and the LeBron carry job began. Well, this was just opening night. Game 9 of the season against the Wizards is when it truly began. LeBron James lit up the Wizards for 57 points. This wasn't supposed to be going on for any much longer. Yet, here he is at 33 years old, dropping the second highest scoring performance of his career, alongside 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, and a couple of blocks. Man, he is not human. And by this point, Cleveland was just 4-5 on the season, but LeBron's performance sparked a little bit of magic. A clutch time dagger at the Garden, and Cleveland's on a 2-game winning streak. 39-14 make that 4-0. 27-6-13, and the Cavs are on a 7-game winning streak. 34-12, and Cleveland's on an 11-game winning streak. And with a chance to make the franchise record 13 straight against Sacramento, he scoops home a layup to go up 2 and then drains a dagger 3 with 15 seconds left for their 13th consecutive win. The king was still the king. LeBron was stuffing the stat sheet on a nightly basis like he was a 27-year-old in his prime, except he was 33 without an all-star teammate by his side. And even that didn't slow him down. As they entered mid-December, Cleveland was a flaming hot 19-2 in their last 21 games. And it launched LeBron into the MVP conversation, sitting right behind James Harden. And now, with a game lined up on Christmas Day against the defending NBA champs, a win could put LeBron as the front runner for MVP. But instead, him and the Cavaliers went from lava hot to icicle cold. Bron didn't have a great game on Christmas, and it began a downward spiral from December 25th to February 6th. Cleveland went 6-13, but LeBron was still putting up numbers, but the team around him just didn't work. They were too slow, too old, and just a couple days out from the trade deadline, you knew something was going to change. I mean, they don't call him the GM for nothing. However, a day before the deadline, they played the Minnesota Timberwolves. LeBron decided to put on a show for his soon-to-be ex-teammates. "37, 10, and 15, a game-tying layup, a game-saving block, topped off by a game-winning fadeaway, and celebrating with his teammates that will get traded in less than 24 hours. I mean, I'm not even joking when I say this. They were traded immediately. The Cavs blew up the team the very next day to get younger. Now, these 26-year-olds weren't superstars. They weren't even all-stars for that matter. But they gave LeBron something to do something with. And he started balling. As the calendar flipped to March, LeBron was slowly turning into playoff Bron. He averaged over 30 points per game, 9 and 9, on a blistering 55% shooting with 9 30-point games and 4 triple-doubles. In the month of just March, the dude was a highlight machine. One-legged fadeaways in the clutch, catching bodies that should have him arrested for murder. LeBron's all-around game was at its absolute peak. He was virtually unguardable, highlighted by another masterpiece in April, a 44-point triple-double against the 76ers for his league-leading 32nd 30-point game of the season. But they did not win. Despite LeBron's greatness, the team around him was just meh. If he doesn't play well, they have almost no chance of winning. If he drops a 40-point triple-double, winning is still not guaranteed, and it showed in the standings. The Cavs were the 3rd seed for majority of the season before slipping down to the 4th seed in the final week of the season, landing them a tougher opponent in the first round. That killed LeBron's MVP case. He finished 2nd in MVP voting as James Harden walked away with the MVP in a landslide. The case was made for LeBron, but it didn't matter anymore. The playoffs were around the corner, and the King was about to show the league who's the real MVP. As the 4th seed in the East, Cleveland faced a legit Indiana Pacers squad in the first round. And it was a wake-up call. The Pacers smoked them by 18 points on their home court in Game 1. The Pacers were no joke, and Bron knew. So in the first quarter of Game 2, he made a statement. He erupted for 20 points in the frame, and he didn't stop there. He finished the game with 46, 12, and 5 on 70% shooting from the field to tie the series at 1-1. But back in Indiana, the Pacers escaped Game 3 with a 2-point win to go up 2-1, and you know what that means. We're about to get another masterclass from LeBron. 32 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists to tie the series at 2-2. James was putting up video game stats like it was nothing, and in Game 5 at home, he turned on aimbot.
And with 3 seconds left, Cleveland triggers in. James, 2 seconds, 1 second to the win! LeBron James delivers!
I thought this wasn't supposed to be going on for any much longer. And this dude is nailing game-winning threes with the buzzer sounding to go home with 44 points, 10 boards, and 8 dimes. Game 6, the Pacers came back for vengeance and smoked the Cavs by 34. And now, shockingly, a LeBron-led team is going to Game 7 in round 1. But the results of that Game 7 wasn't much of a shocker. LeBron threw on his LV backpack and he went to work, exploding for 26 in the first half. And from that point on, you knew it was over. He finished the game with 45 for his third, yes, his third 40-point game of the series to carry his team into the second round. Now, James's brilliance set up a daunting matchup against the number 1 seed Toronto Raptors in the second round. The third consecutive playoff matchup that is between the Raptors and the Cavs. And I think you know how the story goes down in LeBronto. What did you expect to happen? They call it LeBronto for a reason. After dismantling the Raptors in Toronto with nasty fadeaways, he nails an elegant one-legged fading floater off glass to win Game 3. And he just took Toronto's soul. And just like that, it was over. He killed the Raptors by 35 in Game 4 to complete the sweep. And for the 8th consecutive season, LeBron is back in the Eastern Conference Finals to face a scary and young Boston Celtics team without Kyrie Irving. But that didn't matter. That Celtics team was still a problem. Game 1, it was a major slap in the face of LeBron. And the Cavs lost by 25, and Bron had it rough. 15 points on 5 of 16 shooting, 7 turnovers. But as we've seen this postseason, this dude responds every single time. In the first quarter of Game 2, his jumper was just chicken for a 21-point first quarter. He'd finished the game with a 42-point triple-double, and they still lost. Now, Cleveland was in serious trouble. In fact, as a franchise, the Boston Celtics are 37-0 all-time when leading a series 2-0. And in Game 3, the Cavs answered. Then in Game 4, Bron did with a 44-point nuke for his 6th 40-point game of the playoffs. And just like that, the series is tied. But in Game 5, Boston responded as they put the Cavs on the brink of elimination. LeBron is going to have to do something crazy to will his team to 2 straight wins. And in this case, crazy is just an understatement. The King goes into another dimension. In Game 6, LeBron hit 2 monster threes in his sweet spot, and he sealed the deal with his 7th 40-point game of the postseason to force a Game 7 in Boston. And if you know anything about Game 7 LeBron, you know what's about to happen. 35, 15, and 9 to get his team to the NBA Finals. LeBron was Superman against the Celtics. But next up, he'll have to face his kryptonite. When the Warriors and the Cavs faced off in 2017, the Cavs realistically had no chance of winning that with Kyrie Irving. Now fast forward to a year later, and you just have LeBron and George Hill. The writing was on the wall, but we should keep in mind that LeBron's been playing the best basketball of his career. And with all of these 40-point games, he's due to go for 50. Now, to me, I've seen LeBron play in so many games, but this game right here may be the greatest game of LeBron's career. 51 points, the 5th most ever in the finals. 8 rebounds, 8 assists against the mighty Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. He was the definition of unguardable. LeBron's effort got the Cavs within 1 with 4 seconds left, and George Hill is at the line to shoot 2 free throws. He nails the first one, and
Hill misses. Rebound goes to the Cavs. J.R. Smith brings it back out. Throws it to Hill. Hill shot blocked. And we'll go to overtime.
Let's just say LeBron was a little angry, to say the least. He knows you cannot give Golden State any chance to survive, and they just did. The game went into overtime, where the Warriors outscored the Cavs by 10 to take Game 1, and what was Cleveland's only chance in the series. From then on, Golden State took care of business and swept the Cavs, ending LeBron's outer-worldly 2018 season. Although it ended without a championship, what LeBron was able to accomplish throughout this year, and especially in the postseason, is still viewed as one of, if not the single greatest playoff run by an individual player ever at the age of 33. I'll say it again. He'll never have a greater achievement than getting this team to the finals.